Hi there, everybody. Mike Peters here, your star realtor of Star and the Treasure Valley, here on another wonderful episode of Mikey's monthly market updates for the month of August. So here in this video, we're going to go ahead and break down what is currently happening in the real estate market in the Treasure Valley as it concerns Ada and Canyon counties. We'll get to that data, break it down right here after this. Hi there, everybody. Again, welcome back after the break. My name is Mike Peters. I am your star realtor of Star and the Treasure Valley, here on another episode of Mikey's monthly market update. And we are about to break down what is going on here between Ada and Canyon counties as it relates to the real estate market. But before we do jump into the numbers, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest in this market, please feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at area code 208-715-STAR. Again, that's 208-715-7827. I look forward to professionally representing you on the purchase or sale of your home, or even if you're looking for an investment property out here in the Treasure Valley. So let's go ahead and let's start diving into the numbers here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to my trusty PowerPoint presentation. And voila, there we go. Unlike July, the last episode that we had, I went ahead and just added some more numbers to kind of show you the trends of what is currently happening here. So let's go ahead and start off with Ada County. As we can see, back in January of 2020, when prices were still low, we did make our grand jump, which most of us are used to at this point. So Ada County in itself did jump up 23.7% in equity, which is absolutely the highest in the nation, and along with Canyon County too as well, which also had a significant jump. It just made for living in the Treasure Valley, and if you owned, a great time to build equity, which we all know at this point. But we have kind of went ahead and put on the brakes. But before we kind of move, you can see that our median price here started out just a little bit above the 350,000s. When you are thinking of median price, basically what you're taking is the top price in the market and the bottom price in the market, and whatever did sell, you're finding that middle house. Not as compared to what the average sold price was, which is just all of the prices averaged together in terms of how they sold. So we can see we just steadily went up at that 23.7%. And then as we got to May, June, July, and August, we went ahead and put on the brakes. Well, we'll go ahead and break that down here in a second as we get to some of the next slides. But just want to go ahead and show you the average list price too as well. You can see that some of these spikes here. So it could most likely probably what happened is since we are in Ada County where there is more expensive property, especially like say the Eagle 900 area, we probably just had multi-million-dollar homes that did hit the market, which created those spikes in the numbers. Also, some people might have been shooting for the moon on their properties, but considering the spikes that we do have that we can see here, more than likely is just because of the multi-million-dollar properties that happen to hit. But let's go ahead and just take a look at this here yearly in our next slide. Once I can get there, there it is. Okay. We could see where we did kind of hit those breaks. So we started with let's just go ahead and put the average sold price. We can see that we kind of fluctuated a little bit, but we're still going up. And then all of a sudden, come May, we hit those breaks. The same thing with the median price too as well. So what we did is we hit the top of the curve. We have now, in my honest opinion, can say that we have plateaued in this market. But we are still going to go up because of the demand, okay, and the supply that is still available here in the Treasure Valley. So I really don't anticipate that we're just going to flatline as we go across. But I will dive into some more thoughts as we do. And again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, 208-715-7827. You can see our average list prices again here bounced around, and that's just more or less because we had some multi-million-dollar homes that did hit the market. But all in all, the point that we're trying to see here is that from May to August, we did pump on the brakes, and I believe that we have finally hit our plateau. If we look at the listings and solds all the way from January 2020, we can see that we had inventory, and then, oh boy, the demand just all of a sudden hit. Come from June, July, May, everybody came in, they said, oh, I want to get out of wherever state I was at, or I want to make that move here internally. And it really sucked dry the inventory that we had, which created the multiple offer situations, which created the fighting that has now chased out some buyers and really drove up our prices, okay, because we just did not have the supply. So again, a supply and demand issue. High demand, low supply, or definitely chipping away at it. And that's why we got the 23.7 increase in Ada County that everybody was so excited about last year. But you can see that the inventory kept chipping away, and then really started chipping away some more. And then it really kind of came down to January 2021. I think people were just kind of seasonally jumping out of the market on the buyer side, and some listings were starting to pick up too, as well as we got into February, March. And now we can see more inventory back on the market too. Little smart tick down between what sold and what actually went back on the market here in August. But really, again, the point that, especially if you're a seller, that you want to know here is that the inventory is ticking up. And we'll break that down as we get along too as well. But as we're moving Ada County, we're looking at the days on market, and you can see where that hot spot really hit. Boom. The demand just came in, and everybody wanted a house, and the days on market didn't take long for the seller to get an accepted offer. So what that actually did was give the sellers a lot of power to as well. When it comes down to appraisal contingency waivers, as is home inspections. So at that point, I mean, the sellers really kind of ruled the roost, and we did have a lot of multiple offer situations that some of you buyers out there are fully aware of, because that's maybe why you jumped out of the market today. But back in January, you can see that, with the inventory, we didn't have so much demand, but we have stayed consistent all the way from October of last year to today. And I'm assuming that we are still going to hit that train, because there's still a high demand for people that want to come into Ada or Canyon counties. Cancels and expireds. I did touch upon this back in our last video, which was in July. We could see that we had some cancels, and we kind of just flex those cancels as we go along. And it's just because some people maybe have gotten cold feet, and they said, well, where am I really going to go? So they decided to take their house off the market. Or maybe back around 2020, they said, well, maybe I can just go ahead and see if the market will give me some more money, which it did. And for all those that did hold on to their houses up until now, kudos to you, because you got to get in on that 23.7% increase. But again, the cold feet, though, kind of stuck until we got to the hot part, to where people said, oh, well, my house will sell, and maybe they were more willing to make the jump. That, again, is just, that's kind of up to debate a little bit. But as we can see, the cancels are coming up too. And I think as we get more to 2021, the cold feet is really kind of starting to set in terms of, well, where am I going to go? And again, if you are looking to sell, you're looking to buy, with Idaho as it is right now, you're probably going to be looking at a lateral move, unless if you're looking to retire in a town maybe that isn't so popular, and then that's maybe undervalued as it comes across. Expires. Okay, we take a look at this. We've started ticking up again. So maybe people are just kind of holding on to their houses and not willing to make those adjustments in their price. They want the price that they're out there to get, because maybe that's what it takes to pay off or make the move or do whatever it is financially that they're looking to do. But our expires are starting to tick up, meaning that people are holding on to those contracts to the last second. Canyon County. Let's go ahead and let's restart this. It's the same kind of trend. Canyon County, if memory serves me correctly, was around anywhere of an increase of about 18 to 19%, just a little bit under what we had in Ada County last year. But if you look at the median price, again, we went up until we got hit May, June, July, August, and then boom, we hit the brakes. Average sold price too, still kind of ticking up, but still kind of hit that break, still kind of made that turn. And our average list price doesn't seem to be jumping around as much because there's not as many $1 million homes as there is per se in Ada County. So I think that's why we don't see the bounce on that direction. But breaking it down to what's happened from January to August, again, we can see May, June, July, we hit the brakes, So I really think that we have turned that to the plateau. And this is, well, I'll get to some further thoughts of what might happen and what some analysts are thinking could pop up. Again, inventory wise, we had inventory in the beginning of January 2020. Then our solds started popping up, solds started meeting, popped up, started stripping away that inventory, and then began back in January 21. We got more inventory coming back on the market. So, which has led to, our plateau and kind of softened up things too. And again, we can see come January 2020, up until we just had that demand just hit, very low supply, days on market just shot through, and our equity went through the roof. And again, going to the cancels and expireds, you see a lot more expireds here in Canyon County. Not as much demand, probably to move to Canyon County. Well, I would say different now. Probably more demand to move to Canyon County in today's current market than was, Ada. But the expires, you can just still see that people are still kind of holding on to those contracts until they do expire. But we can see that our same trend kind of runs its mill when it comes to the cancels. Maybe some people, especially in market now, are getting that cold feet. And again, thinking about whether or not they want to make a lateral move considering the prices that's going on. So in summary, let's go ahead and kind of break down what this generally means. So buyers, again, if you are in the market and you were discouraged and you jumped out because you just kept losing offer after offer after offer, and you just got sick and tired, now is the time to go ahead and revisit, because the sellers, because of this plateau now and more inventory hitting the market, they've kind of, the multiple offer situations that you were seeing has gone generally the wayside, unless the sellers are appropriately pricing their house, or maybe even a little bit under. So you're not going to see a lot of that battle anymore. And on top of that, the interest rates are still extremely low. It's a great time. Prices will still go up. There is not going to be a crash coming up anytime soon. Now, there is some analysts out there that are saying that we might have a market correction popping up here in the next 8 to 12 months, which could come in at about a percentage of about 5 to 10% is what they are actually predicting. Of course, if there's going to be any dip in the prices, I can guarantee that the buyers will come back in and it will go up. But again, are you also playing with the Fed in terms of when they're going to raise their interest rates? Because right now, as we all know, buyers, sellers, please pay attention. You do know that the inflation rates, and you can see it at the pump, you can see it in the grocery store, are the highest they have been in 14 years. And the only way to counteract our current inflation rates is going to be by raising interest. Normally, you don't know when that's going to happen until the Fed decides to do it. But sometimes radio stations will, and most analysts will drop hints in terms of when the Fed might be considering doing it. And of course, I pay attention every day, listen to the chatter, and I can see that I hear that they're talking more about raising interest rates to be able to counteract the inflation rate that we do have right now, because we do need our dollar to be significant. So buyers, right now, if you wait, prices will still continue to rise, and then you're also playing the game as to whether or not the Fed will raise the rates. And if they do that too, for every point they do raise up, it will cost you generally another 10% in your mortgage. And do you really want to pay that additional money? So buyers, I say it's a great time to go ahead and revisit and get back into the market. And if you need some professional representation to do that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you my contact information here in just a second. But sellers, let's go ahead and talk about what's happening too. More inventory is coming on the market, which means you've got more competition, which means it's harder to sell your house. Buyers still their confidence is shaken because of how many maybe offers that they've lost. And then especially if interest rates do go up, buyers will jump out of the pool too as well. More inventory will hit, and it will make it harder. You are starting to see that if you're not appropriately pricing your house, that you won't get the offers. And even then, you're starting to lose some of the appraisal waivers that you had before and their contingencies, and as is inspections. So this could be the window before they actually do raise the rates to be able to get what you're looking for in the sale of your home. So sellers, time to think about it if you have been on the fence. And if I can help you out, please feel free to give me a call. Buyers, sellers, investors, you can reach me at area code 208-715-STAR. Again, that's 208-715-7827. I'll be more than happy to represent you in the buy, sell, or invest of your transaction coming up. You can also visit my website at www.yourstarrealtor.com to be able to begin shopping today. Thanks again very much, everybody, for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope it's been informative to you. Please feel free to click the subscribe button down over here so that you can see these videos as they do pop up monthly. And then also my travels around the Treasure Valley and other wonderful things to kind of let you know before you do move how exciting it is here to live in Idaho. So I do look forward to hearing from you. Again, my number is area code 208-715-7827. My name is Mike Petras. I'm your Star Realtor of Star and the Treasure Valley. I look forward to speaking with you. Many blessings, and we will talk soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.